Well, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow gamers, how are you? And yes, we are here again, and we are here to witness a very exciting and very, you know, out of the box battle. And before I jump into my introduction, let me just introduce you guys to the teams. We have this time on the left side as Team Cheeseballs, and on the right side it's a Team Eliminators. And my name is South Sky, and joining by my side is none other than most beautiful, most hardworking Peachy. How are you?
Hello, Soul Sky. I am all good, and I'm actually excited to see this match because we know that it is Eliminators. Oh, with that, look at that. The draft is already in a Phobius ban on the cards. I am, as you all know, that the EXP is like, the dominant of this meta. They try to pick up these heroes already. The Edith, the Yuzhong, the Terizla, since Terizla is knocked, I don't think that could be played here today. But look at that, a 4 years ban already in.
Exactly. And looking at this time they have banned. I think they have banned the link, and they are a lot focusing on each other heroes because they don't want to give them this chip. They don't want to give them the 4 years and the link. And I think pretty much most of the meta heroes will still be reopen, I guess, because there is just three bans in the first banning phase. And it's not a lot because there's a lot of heroes that are in meta right now. So I think they both the teams will try to get at least one meta hero into their teams. Maybe I'm wrong. What are your thoughts about it?
Highly possible, yes. There are young heroes open, like the Julian, the Xbox, the Roger. Even though the Roger is not, he is still viable, but he has to slow from the early game and he has to figure out the phase from the mid game to the late game. That is where I think, his items would be up, where his items would be, he would be shining as well because there's no more early game Roger that we know has been taken off with the nerfs that he had. On the other hand, a high loss coming in, a high loss ban, pretty strong ban coming in. But I'm hoping that team Cheeseballs, they maybe ban up a tank or maybe a assassin right here, or maybe a fighter would have been a good well. The Xbox probably, or maybe the Roger as well, because as we all know, Sarah Moon, he loves to play that Roger.
Exactly. And I think they both the teams are focusing on their respective. I mean, what do you call it? The respective players, as you have mentioned, the Sailor Moon loves to play this. What do you call it? Roger, but Crisis also loves to play Ruby this time, and they have banned the Ruby. So we will have to wait and what Team Eliminators will how will they react to this Ruby ban? I'm pretty excited to watch this, but for now we are in the last ban of the first banning phase. After this, first pick will be of the team Cheeseballs this time. So, what do you think that what heroes are right now open that the Cheeseball need to prioritize in the first pick?
I'm thinking that Eliminator should actually pick off the Vexana, and there we go. The Vexana ban is already in because the bid, he's the mage player for the side of Team Eliminators, and he loves to play that Vexana, and he always gets the MVP, with that. So it is strong for them since, as you mentioned, that Cheeseballs have the first pick. They really don't want to give it away. The Aurora is open for a grab. Maybe the Valor or Team Cheeseballs right now to pick it up, or maybe the Hayabusa. Even though Hayabusa is in a nerf state, I think he is still viable.
Exactly. But listening to the assassin pick because they have a lot of assassin open right now. They have the Nolan, the Hayabusa, and I'm suggesting that they also have the EXP. That's the Edith also open right now. And what else is it? Hylos is banned. My bad. I was about to come to the maze, but List has picked this time the Crimson Beacon Queen Zukshin for the first pick of the side of the team Cheeseballs this time. But as you have mentioned, Bid loves to play mages a lot, and we are seeing Bid going in, directly going in for that Valentina. But never mind, he just gave Sarah Moon the first assassin is gonna be up, and that's gonna be Hayabusa, as you mentioned, Peachy.
I am really not loving that a Zushin trade for that Hayabusa and Khalid. I am really not loving that because Sarah Moon can actually go in with the shadows, with Yuigi Shadow Kill, just in the face of Zushin, and that is pretty strong. And he might be able to pick off Zushin if she's in a very awkward position, or maybe she's alone in a mid turret. That is where she actually needs a strong. tank to herself, maybe the Tigreal, maybe the Lolita. Even though the Lolita is there, there is some slight nurse. These are the overpowered heroes. These are the heroes that have been picked a lot in the tournaments, in the Emperor level, in the MSC level as well. Like, look at that. The Grok is already that the Grok getting picked by the side of Team Cheeseballs, and along with the Roger.
I mean, they took away Grok from Art this time and Roger from Cesar Moon, but Bid has gone for that Valentina pick. And actually, I loved it because they focused a lot on that Hayabusa and EXP. This Suzumi going in for that Khalid pick, as there is going to be second banning phase this time. And the first pick is going to be of Team Eliminators for the second picking phase also. So I think they are going to prioritize a lot for that Meta Heroes pick in the second picking phase. But we are in the second banning phase, and what do you think that which hero is open right now that they should prioritize to ban for either of the teams?
Maybe or because I'm looking at a Roger, he's not changing his spell to a retribution, so I'm guessing that is a good lane Roger. But on the other hand, Nathan should be banned, or maybe I have it because his picks are yet to be there, and since we are in the ban section right now, Team Cheese Balls they really have to make sure to shut down the Nathan or maybe the Hat this time. They still have two of the bans open. And there we go. We might be seeing that because Crisis, he's actually very good with those heroes. Given any kind of a marksman, he can actually play it. He can do it. I have seen Crisis pick up maniacs and savages in this tournament itself. So I think a Nathan ban should be prioritized from the side of Team Cheese Balls. So Sky.
Yep, exactly. I was also about to say that, but I think they should also focus on the limiting the arts hero because they already picked this Grok, and I think for viable roamer this time, all is left is like Kufra. Maybe we can see a very peculiar or strange kind of pick coming in from the side of the Eliminators this time as a support room this time. We can see as we are proceeding towards the bans, right? But now I think the pick is gonna be really up soon because they just directly banned this Moscow this time, and Sweet Potato he is left with the last ban of this game. Vici, what are your thoughts about the first pick that's gonna be popping off from real soon from the side of the team Eliminators this time?
Oh, the Harith is open. It is viable against a Roger. Yes, I think when the Zaman forces drops, he can actually get that shield. He can actually get that movement speed. He can actually get his unlimited dashes. He gets like a mini Lancelot, some kind of stuff. Oh, with the Zaman force, so that is pretty strong. So maybe that is viable. Actually, the Harith can actually sidestep the Zushin as well, or even the Grok, with the high mobility, because we all know that from the side of Team Eliminators, they do have each kind of dash or each kind of immunity from those three heroes that we are looking at.
Well, exactly. But let's see, and they listen to your voice. Welcome to the Casters Curse viewers, and they have already picked the Harith. I think they listened to the Peachy and they really went for that Harith. As Peachy mentioned, Zaman Force is going to be very useful in this match, and plus the Purify Harith, it's going to be very interesting because he's going to immune a lot of CC because coming from the side of the cheese ball this time because they have the Grok. Now I think they are moving towards the EXP, the R lot. So far, their draft is looking pretty solid. I think both the drafts are looking pretty solid this time. So I'm having a real hard time to choose. But God's chosen emperor has gone with that Martis this time, and we will have to wait and see what Sweet Potato is gonna cook in this last pick coming from the side of cheese balls.
Okay, a Julian retribution. What is happening, Solskjaer? Look at that. I'm really not liking the Martis pick coming into the EXP play because, as we all know, the Martis has some kind of cooldown. He has, he can dominate the early game, he can dominate the mid game, but to the late game, he is completely useless. Until he hits that to minute 12 mark. Till then, he can shine, he can get savage, he can get maniac, he can dominate the battlefield. But after that 12-minute mark, it is totally hard for him with that estimation, but by the minute 12 everybody has their items up, everybody gets tanky. Look at that art going in with a Gatot Kacha pick. I was really not expecting that, but there we go. I was really thinking maybe a Matilda or could have done the job here, but looks like art would be going towards the Gatot Kacha pick. So a Martis pick is really skeptical, but a Julian, yes, that is pretty strong.
Well, exactly. But I think, team, if I was in the shoes of the cheese balls this time, so I might be thinking that if we send Martis to the explain, he could actually be a toe-to-toe hero against the Sandstorm King, the Khalid. Because if you can't beat the other laner in the laning phase, you can actually be a toe-to-toe, par-to-par player opponent in the laning phase. But as we are in the loading screen, guys, please consider liking, sharing the stream, and I will be with you guys in the stream. My name is Solskjaer. By the way, I will be with your with you guys in the chat in the stream, and we will be shortly into the land of Dawn, Peachy. So I need to ask you, whose draft, as you mentioned, I think you mentioned already that you didn't like the draft a lot of Team Cheese Balls. So are you siding towards the Team Eliminators?
Yes, that is true. So Sky Team Eliminators, they do have the CC, they do have the damage, but on the other side, just the EXP pick, it is just a little skeptical. Alert would have made the play as well. It would have been good, but that Grok is also good. If the Grok could come in with a very good wild charge, maybe the flicker wild charge, and with the Guardian's wall as well, I think he can make the play. Both teams are looking pretty strong. Both teams can actually pull it off. With that, looks like it is a very slow game for the start. There's not much going on. But maybe this, soon we might be seeing because we are already hitting the 1 minute mark.
Exactly, and we are hitting the 1 minute mark as you mentioned, but I will welcome you guys again because you guys are watching Royal Rumble Showdown Season 1, and this is round 4, day 8, and this time Cheese Balls in the blue side, and on the right side, the Eliminators. So you guys need to really wait because if you see, Eliminators is not having a good, I think, tournament games in this time. Eliminators can break that chain and can get a momentum for themselves in the upcoming tournament games. But we can see there are a lot of fans of art in the chat, and Peachy, a fight is going on.
Okay, looks like Art was pegged off. He was in a very awkward position between three people. Looks like it will be the Julian who picks up the kill as well as the first blood. Zushin with the lantern flare, she is going strong. Any fear towards them? Look at that, maybe okay, a flicker already dated out from mid. It is just the lantern flare. Wait a minute, look at that. It looks like another flicker will be pulled off, and this time it will be from Zushin. And the only shadow kill will be completely negated by those flickers.
Well, exactly. But now they both don't have flicker for the upcoming turtle fight. This time I think Sarar Moon might be able to get that with retribution, Peachy.
Yes, he wins the turtle for his team. Looks like Team Eliminators get the turtle, and they might be getting the blue buff as well. That is for the Julian because they picked up a Julian, and along in the way they managed to pick up the Brock as well. But another member down, the Mart is just looking for some trouble as well into the hands of three people. The estimation goes and looks like the quicksand will be helping him to regenerate, and Sarah Moon picks up that kill. I don't think so that Marta should have gone in front of three people, Soul Sky.
Well, exactly. I need to break it down because that was not a very good move coming from the cheese balls because that was a very good region coming in from the Khalid, the Sandstorm King. But as we can see, the Zaman Force has been used to dash out a little bit of damage. But yeah, again, coming back, you need to put out that when the Julian went into the turtle, I think that was not a very good move because his team was not with him. And after that, we just saw how they took how Team Eliminators took the blue buff of the Team Cheese Balls, and now they are facing the consequences of it because the momentum has been shifted towards the Team Eliminators, and they are starting to get a control of this game.
Oh, yes, that is true, Soul Sky. They actually make sure to get the river control as well. Look at that Zuxin. She might be in some kind of trouble. Look at that. She tried to go in with the Crimson Beak and looks like it will be a little waste. Just look at that. The awkward possession has already been taken. already there. Hayabusa going in with the Ruigi Shadow kill, gets that kill. This is what I talked about in draft. That Zushin, traded with a Hayabusa is not very good. You just saw why.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that was a beautiful execution coming from Sirard move. And I need to point out that that was a not very good positioning coming in from the Zuxin this time. But as we can see, there is a bottom lane gang visible.
Okay, the gang was all set. Looks like Roger, who did not want to give up the struggle for a while. There were four members of Eliminators in the bot lane. This, I'm not really sure. He should have let go the turret. But look at that, Julian. In the meantime, he picks up a turtle for himself. The Hayabusa coming in with the shadows. He tries to go in, but looks like that is just not the play for him this time. But look at that. Even though Brock is placing those walls, Valentina is able to dash out. This is pretty strong. Since she has two of her
Yep.
dashes, so I think this is what eliminators have in their play. Khalid tried to go in the last on to two people. Looks like the white has will be connecting on to one people. Oh, wait a minute. White has will be connecting on to one. The Khalid using up his stance, raging stance from two, use it very defensively. Looks like Roger will be picked up there, but the team fight is still going on. Zushin's position is very strong, but her team just got slain. They got decimated. That they got taken off. Three members down already.
Yeah, that was not a good team fight coming from Cheeseballs, but that was indeed a good team fight coming from Eliminators. Yes, synergetical point of view, that they were a lot. That was a very good synergy coming from the side of Eliminators because we just saw they even countered the wild charge coming in from Sim. Okay, there's bottom lane, there's skirmish going on. Jinro will fall back. Yes, I'm sorry, I will now continue because as we saw in that team fight, Team Eliminators, tried tried to bait out a lot of ultimates beforehand before dash putting a lot of resources of them to the cheese balls, and that was a very beautiful executed team fight coming from the eliminators that time.
Oh yes, that is true. That is what eliminators are known for. They are trying to bait all those skills out. They are trying to get those resources off so that they don't have anything. On the other hand, look at that. Martis might be in some trouble. He tries to shoot the raging sandstorm will be interrupting him. Looks like he will be going to the base safely. On the other hand, Julian trying to deal some damage with this enhanced third skill, but no, nothing happens anymore. Maybe the turtle. Sarah Moon is eyeing for that turtle. It is the last turtle for the game.
Yeah, and I think previous turtle has went towards the team cheese balls. I think they will still try to get that, or maybe just try to sneak a retribution, but I don't think so as the fight is going on peachy.
Okay, looks like Sarah Moon gets a kill with the Uigi Shadow kill. He backs off. Wait a minute without the Uigi. On the other hand, Valentina is kind of trapped, but she is safe with Art right now. The tanker is there with the mage along with the EXP. They are eyeing some turrets. Three turrets down already. Not even 10 minutes to the game, but three turrets down. Strong. That is how strong eliminators are right now.
Well, exactly. And as you mentioned, the spread is actually okay. Never mind. We can see a Zaman force in the mid lane, and it's a lot of fight right now going on, Peachy.
Yes, look at that double picked up by Harith. So, doing a shadow kill, you remember down from the side of Team Cheeseball, there is some recall spam coming in. Look at the new recall coming in from the MPL teams. It looks very strong, don't you think so, Sky?
Well, exactly. And I need to point out that there is only one kill of cheese balls in this match, and it's up to approx 8.5 minute marks, and there's 13 kill. Almost, I think that's a 1 to 13 ratio. But they are not still giving up. That's a good sign. But I think Valentina trying to get that wild charge of Grok, and we are seeing a fight, Peachy.
Oh, there we go, Grok going in with the wild shot. Looks like Bid will be using his very soon, but I don't think that is just needed here. Remember, already down from the side of Chi-Chi's with Zama Force being dropped onto the land of Dawn. It will be taking down that mid inhibitor before the Lord spawns in. Maybe this will be an end. The minions are in, the cannon minions are in. Martis goes down. The Julian is still alive. Julian is trying to take down that minion. The minion is down. The base is very low. Without a minion, team the eliminators are trying to go in. The wall is placed. Looks like the lantern flare will be doing its damage. But Crisis picks up a kill. A godlike for the Hayabusa. But the disengage should be coming here. The minions are coming in. The base is so low.
Well, for Team Cheeseball because Team Eliminators are not stopping right now. Avatar of the Guardian has popped up from Ghetto this time. And Peachy, please take over.
A triple kill into the hands of Hayabusa. Very sure Shadows. Look at that. He's trying to go and trying to take down that Zushin as well. The minions are almost in. On the other hand, Art is very low. Art is trying to evade that lantern flare as well. Brock is trying so hard to. Okay. Brock, he is in trouble. Goes into the hands of Sarah Moon. The minion is down. It was the cannon minion, but it will be taken down. A crimson beacon coming in with the lantern flare. Looks like the disengage is already set in.
Man, I need to ban the legendary coming in from Hayabusa this time, and I need to point out that Hayabusa is melting not just tanks, not just mage, he's melting everybody, even whether it be the tank, whether it be any person of the team Cheeseballs, and the support that he's look at the build. He has got the 80 stacks of Sky Pierce. Even the Roger have the 6 stacks of Thunderbolt this right now. But still he is melting away because of that kind of damage. But we are witnessing a one more team fight in the mid lane. Peachy.
Okay, look at that. The base is low. Looks like Martis Decimation gets up a kill on the lead, but the minions are still in. The lantern flare still going so strong. The art has been picked up. Wait a minute, that goes in the wild charge. But I don't think that is the game here. Looks like a wipe out coming in. Suzumi taken down. Bed is also taken down, and this is a wipe out. The minions are in. This is the end for Team. Look like Team Eliminators picked up the victory for the match one. This is we will be proceeding with the match two. But let's look at the scoreboard. Soul Sky.
Yep, exactly. And as I am seeing the scoreboard right now, and look at the data, beautifully played by Team Eliminator this time. Look at that. That's a 13.9 rating coming from Sarah. Percent team fight participation. But let's not forget there is a good saying in Land of Dawn. The real MVP is your roamer, and people are saying that art is arting today, and we can see with the 90%, 35% damage taken. So beautifully played this best of 3 series. Game number 1 will go towards the Team Eliminator this time, and I think if Team Cheeseball needs to make a comeback, what do you think? Will Cheeseball be able to make a comeback this time?
Highly possible they can. They have to change up some of theirs. Team composition, as we said, the Martin was just not the right play. He takes that right on very late to the game, and even the Sky Pierce, even though he does not have much of a kills, 3 kills, even though he has the highest, but I don't think that was the play. Maybe an all out could have been good, but looks like we all know that only one winner would be there in the game, and looks like Team Eliminators swept away the game 1. And with that, we will be coming right back soon for the game 2.
Yep. I'm going PC now.
Uh-huh.
All right, guys, we are back with the best of 3 series game number 2, and you guys are watching Royale Rumble Showdown Season 1 Round 4 Day 8. And again, this side Soul Sky, and joining by me is again gonna be Peachy. Peachy, what do you have to say? Will the team Eliminators will make a clean sweep in this match, best of 3 series, or will Cheeseball make a hard comeback and will take this game to the game number 3 of this best of 3 series? What do you have to say?
I think it will be a 2-0 coming in because Eliminators, they are strong enough to take down Cheese Balls. But Cheese Balls has to realize they have to answer that aggression back. They try to do the. But wait a minute. Looks like the first ban would be missed from the side of Eliminators. Am I looking at that right?
Yep, because there is gonna be a no ban strategy coming in the for the eliminators because I have actually like witnessed. I think it was day before yesterday. One team didn't ban the first pick, or maybe they are thinking something, and they also were in the blue side because they had the first pick that match. But we are witness. Maybe we are just facing some technical issue coming from eliminators. And yes, PT, you are seeing right. Nobody's seeing wrong here. And that's a chip ban coming in from the side of the team Eliminators, and Eliminators is blue side this time and red side cheese balls. So, what do you think that this is gonna be a very beneficial side for team Eliminators or team cheese balls is in beneficial side this time?
Team, I really think that team eliminators are in the beneficial side because, as Kronos mentioned yesterday, that, there is a high possibility who are on the blue side, they might win that game, with the statistics of 56.7 percentage. So I think, with that percentage, I'm looking at eliminators. Look at the Vexana getting banned again. Even though they have the first pick, they are not going forward. They don't trade a Vexana for any other overpowered heroes in this meta.
Well, exactly. And I think if I was in Eliminator shoes, uh, I would say that I would prioritize if they banned Vexana. I'm judging by that. I think they are gonna prioritize some jungle hero or maybe some EXP hero because nowadays the meta is all about the EXP. Even you can see the gold laners. There are just only two possibilities. Either it's gonna be Nathan, Moscow, or maybe three possibilities the Harith. But now I'm seeing but yeah. They have banned the Hayabusa. I think Team Cheeseballs has learned something from the previous game and they're implementing in this game. And that's what I love about this. When you reach a certain point in a tournament, you see players evolving during the match. And I love to see it. Players learn from the mistake and not repeat that again and make a good play coming by learning from those mistakes. So yep, we are all for it. But Suzumi is they're gonna lock Hylos this time. And as I mentioned, because in this current meta, EXP and even the gold lane, like you are sending Ruby in a gold lane. Imagine that. You're sending a lot of EXP. So yep, I was about mentioning that they are gonna go for EXP and they have gone for that Hylos pick. And now the first pick has been done. The first pick of the cheese balls is gonna be up. So Peachy, what are your thoughts about it?
Since Suzumi picks up that high loss, I think this is a support high loss coming in with the revitalize and to the EXP lane. But wait a minute, look at that. They traded up a Ruby for that. Crisis could actually play an Alice against a Ruby since Ruby is going towards the goal lane. Maybe or maybe not. But I think. Look at that. The counter trades are already coming in. The heroes that bid place, they are being picked up into this game. What will team eliminators do to counter that? Looks like Sarah Moore goes in a very insta lock coming in. That will be the Julian pick. Pretty strong pick. In the last game we did see Julian. He was struggling a bit, but Hayabusa was also in that. Hayabusa with the basic attacks, he does not even have to use his lazy shadow kill to get to those enemies, and the with the shurikens he was able to get those. So that is how the Hayabusa was farmed out.
Well, yep, exactly. But now I think this time Sarah Moon has the advantage of early mover advantage because he just need to be level 3 to dash out a lot of damage with the chain combo, with the daggers combo, or maybe the stun combo, whatever he wants at that particular situation. But as we have mentioned, the Crisis has gone for that gold lane Roger this time. Or maybe he might switch with Sarah Moon, I don't know. As you mentioned, the Sarah Moon has the favorite prioritized towards the Roger. But we are moving towards the second banning phase. We can see right away two bans coming up from both the teams, and the first ban is gonna be up this time from the cheese ball, and it's gonna be Aurora, the Ice Queen, and the Fire fireman of the Land of Dawn, Export, coming from Eliminators. I think they are fighting elemental size of ban, like elements ban this time. But now moving on to the last ban of cheese. I mean, yes, cheese balls and Eliminators. What do you have to say? Like, what are the possibilities that they can ban which hero?
I am maybe an alpha. I'm not sure because they don't have an jungler yet. So looks like it will be the Khalid Suzumi. They don't realize that Suzumi has already picked up that high loss for the uh, EXP lane maybe. And look at that, the alpha ban already coming in.
Oh yeah, and I think again cheese balls has learned because they have banned the Khalid this time, and but personally, if I was in the cheese balls shoes right now, I wouldn't ban because I wouldn't ban Khalid because the Hylos is open right now. He will go towards the EXP lane. Pretty sure. I mean, it's maybe 90 or let's take it 80-20 for the safe side. But yep, again they are hovering towards Martis, but at this time, Sweet Potato is gonna cook with Martis, or they are gonna take the Davy Johns of the Land of Dawn, and they have gone for the Davy Johns of Land of Dawn. That is gonna be Bane pick coming from the cheese balls in the second picking phase, and the bed is hovering towards this teleportation girl with Art, and I think Art is gonna arting again. And as our chats, and by the way, I forgot to mention, guys, please like, share, subscribe the stream, and please talk with me in the chat because I will be with you guys in the chats. Oh my God, Lolita was open. I didn't see it. Bye bye. Yes, PG. They will think that they're gonna lock that Lolita this time. Oh my God, he again over towards
I,
Titan.
okay, a lot later, but I was not expecting the Edith pick coming in. Look at that, the Edith coming into play along with the Louis, the Roger, the Julian. It is looking strong from the side of teams and Eliminators this time, but on the other side as well, it is looking pretty strong. A carry pick, even though they are not tanky enough, it is only the Art and Suzumi who's tanky enough. Since Suzumi has to shut down those front laners so that they could reach the back line, the Louis, the Roger. So I think that this is also coming pretty strong from Cheese Balls this time. Don't you think so, Soul Sky?
Well, yep, exactly. This time cheese balls are all here because I think cheese balls are in do or die situation right now, and they really need to put out a lot this time. They really need to push. As if you have watched, if anybody of you have watched Black Clover, there's a character called Young. He says famous quote: "You need to push past your limit right here, right now, in order to win any situation." And I think that's a mindset that Team Cheese Balls is entering into this game number 2 of the best of 3 series between Team Eliminators versus Cheese Ball. And this time, Eliminators on the blue side, and on the right side is gonna be Cheese Balls. And we are in the loading screen. Till then, I need to ask you, viewers, and Miss Peachy, like, what do you think? Who has a better draft here?
I am still leaning towards the Eliminators because I have hopes that they can actually 2-0 them. They have the Louis, that is the main reason, and since Louis is one of my favorite heroes, so I am definitely cheering for Team Eliminators. With that, we will be into the land of the dawn soon, and I'm excited to see this match between Team Eliminators versus Team Cheeseballs. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of dawn. This is going to be another interesting match.
Well, exactly as Peachy mentioned, welcome to the land of Dawn, guys, and you guys are watching Royale Rumble Showdown Season 1, which has a prize pool of 50k diamonds, and we are seeing both the teams gonna start with that standard jungle rotation. And I think in the starting phase, only the people who have the first mover advantage, like the leech coming in from the Hylos to the Julian, is going to be very beneficial for Julian to hit level 3. And when he hit level 3, he has a first mover advantage and he can take. Okay, we are seeing a 2 people offline of Team Cheeseball this time. I think we should maybe there might be a pause or there might be some technical issue, but yeah, Pain has written and there might be some technical issue right now. Peachy.
Looks like it because there is no one onto the goal lane. Even the Roger is trying to play it safe. Roger is taking the goal grab, trying to make sure that he gets the maximum goal. We don't know that it could be a rematch coming in, or probably a redraft as well. But onto this top side, looks like Valentina will be joining up, trying to get some damage on Crisis. On the other hand, I think this is the fastest lane clear that I have seen from the Serarmon this time. While Edith was helping up with the blue buff, he just simultaneously took up the orange buff and the purple buff in just under 40 seconds. So that is, I think that is pretty strong, and he has that upper advantage into retribution level as well. So I think the total definitely going towards Team Eliminators this time.
Well, exactly. As they have the first mover advantage, and the team Cheeseball has a disadvantage because their one player is not online yet, and we can see a fight in the top lane.
Okay, a small skirmish going on, but looks like that will be diffused, and there we go. The pause
Yep.
is in, and this issue will be resolved shortly.
And yep, this issue will be resolved shortly. Until then, guys, please consider like, share, subscribing the stream, share the stream, and please be with us because this is going to be very exciting match. And today there's a lot of exciting match. And if you don't want to miss these kind of exciting matches and exhilarating kind of matches, please consider hitting the bell button also so that you get the notification of when the good fights is going to be in your home screen of the YouTube homepage. Well, Peachy, I have a question to ask you. Can I?
Yes, you can go ahead, Soul Sky.
If this match go towards a redraft or maybe the same picks but restarting of the game, do you think that the team eliminators will have the same kind of momentum, or team cheeseball this time will retaliate with a good kind of what do you call it retaliate with a good kind of maneuver to counteract the team eliminators momentum?
Highly possible, but I'm looking at the team eliminators that they who have a strong early game presence. With the Louis, she will be going so hard with the yin and yang combo. The Julian is still there, so Julian, I think the early game is actually already set by team eliminators, and with that, the issues are already solved. Looks like high loss into the bot lane. He is just taking those minions to himself so every single time, even right before the turtle. But okay, I think this is a rematch coming in.
Look at Louis, man. He just went to the turret. This is-
Victory!
So we will be back very soon. We are not sure that if it's going to be a redraft or Team Cheeseballs, they are trying to resolve their issue.
Yep, yep, ready. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow gamers, we are back, and sorry for all the inconveniences that we. But now all the issues are resolved right now, and this is going to be the same draft and the same pick. I mean, there's going to be same pick. Let's forget the band that we are just seeing in this match because it's Mia, Alucard, Karina, Balwin, God, and Layla. But yep, my name is Soul Sky, and I will be your caster for this match again. And I need to ask PG. So yes, PG, what do you think that this time how it's gonna work out between both the teams?
As I mentioned already, that team eliminators, they do have an early strong presence. So highly possible that they will be winning those early game, even the mid games. And if they get that momentum, a lot of kills, a lot of gold onto their side, I think they will be pressing that advantage to themselves. And as we saw in the last game, as soon as the gold was increased, the kills was increased as much as possible. They took down every single turret, every single members as soon as they spawned. That is how crazy eliminators are for the blood of cheese balls right now.
Well, exactly. And we will be shortly into the land of Dawn as this is going to be same picks for both the teams. And this is going to be best of three series. But now let me just tell you that Team Eliminators has 1 point in this best of three series because it means they already won one match. But the team Cheeseball has not won any match, and this is the game number 2 of the best of three series. Wants to be in this best of three series. They need to win this match and take this game to the best of three. I mean, not best of three, but to the third game. But if Team Eliminators win this match, it's going to be clean sweep from the Eliminators to Cheese Balls, and Team Cheese Ball needs to go home from this tournament. But yep, this is going to be a little summary for you guys, and we are going to witness one hell of a team fight and team battle from both the teams. As I mentioned, if Team Cheese Ball need to win this match, they need to really push past their limits, what they really had in the previous game. Now they need to outmaneuver that weaknesses and come out real strong in the second game. So I need to go back to you, PC. Now, PC, now that like we will short in the loading screen. As I mentioned, as you already told, right, what is going to happen between both the teams as soon as the game started. But let's just suppose that this time Sierra Moon hit that level 3 mark, and one hero is near Sierra Moon this time. Do you think that he's going to able to take the first blood?
I think highly possible. Yes, into the last game we did see that. Maybe in this game as well. I am hoping that they might because they have Louis on their side. They do have Edith as well. Edith would come in with the Earthquake Shatter, even the Dash Skill as well. So this looks pretty strong. But even for Team Cheese Balls, also this is looking strong. They have the carry. They have to shut down the carry as soon as possible. As if they don't, it is a mega problem because carry could not be farmed. If the carry is farmed enough, she might be able to take every single member from the side of team eliminators. Don't you think so, Soul Sky?
Well, yep, and I have actually witnessed in this tournament that how Carrick is melt. Even the Hylos at so much HP with region. But as we are talking, we are in the land of Dawn, guys, and you guys are watching Royal Rumble Showdown Season 1, Round 4, Day 8 Best of 3 series, and it's going to be between Team Eliminators, this time on the blue side, and Team Cheese Balls on the red side. Both the team will start with the standard, heavy jungle rotation for the level 4 mark. But this time Sirar Moon is in Julian, and we can see a little here and there coming in from both the teams.
Look at that. They are trying to get the early buffs as soon as possible. Looks like this time Sarah Moon won't be getting both of his buffs right in under 40 seconds. But wait, the retribution battle, at the Lito will be won by the Bane. He is one level ahead, but. Okay, wait a minute. Looks like the lanes have swapped. Into the last game, we did see how the gold lane was at the top. So this time they do have an advantage, don't you think so?
Well, exactly. This time they have a little advantage, but we can see a blue buff skirmish right away.
Okay, looks like Kufra would be coming in with the bouncing ball, but it is just not enough. The earthquake shatter into the mid lane. It is poking. Art is very low right now. He has to recall back. He has that, but wait a minute. The first blood coming in from Lich. Looks like Sarar Moon will be taken down.
Well, yeah, that was very unfortunate. Even the bit taking that blue buff, still not enough this time. That's a good retaliation coming in from cheese balls this time. And I think a little lower extension from both the teams. And we can see light a little bit in, not light, least on a little bit of trouble. But Jinro will be coming into the health peachy.
And it looks like Sarah Moon would be picking up the killer flicker along with the earthquake shatter comes in. Looks like it is the carry who is in a very bad position. She tries to go in, but it over the Roger with the icon pounce doing its magic, doing its damage and getting those kills. Maybe into the mid lane as well. Looks like Ruby has rotated all the way from the top to the bot. I am not sure about this rotation, but since the turtle is up, she's just trying to look for some farm.
Well, yep. And now the first turtle is up. And I need to mention that was a pretty good
Oh,
fight coming from.
yes, that is true. Looks like the diversion taken down from the with Sarar Moon. The Kufra is isolated from his team. The team has dispersed. Yet Kufra is so low. Looks like the Earthquake Shatter will be hitting it, but Louis Yin and Yang combo almost there, almost killing the people from the side of Team Cheeseball, but it was just not enough.
Oh my god, as you mentioned, I did totally forget about a diversion play coming from the bit this time, and that was a very, very close call for the team cheese balls as they really escaped in the slither of HP. They will get a slight, life chance. Will they be able to get very most out of it? That's a real question because Bit giving the real good vision for the Roger in the bottom lane so that he come back in no time. And I need to see like that was a very good divergent play, and I think that was kind of now the team. Okay, we are seeing a mid lane stun combo coming in from Sarar Moon, but I think that's not enough damage from Sarar Moon for now. But yep, the momentum has been shifted towards the side of eliminators. So do you think that this is gonna have like some advantage with the momentum, or they're gonna have some like all par to par game?
Yeah, I think definitely they will be, taking that advantage. Look at that Art already picking up a kill into the top lane. It's like Art will be going down. This would be the turret damage along with the Ruby dealing so much damage. On the other hand, this trade was pretty well a time for in the XP lane. Yes, that is good. And I'm coming back to your question, Soul Sky. Eliminators are known for doing taking this advantage to this every single time they see an opening, they get an opportunity like this, they make sure to get a full potential out of it. So yes, I do think that they are actually making sure that they are getting every single thing out of that gold advantage, the tempo that they have right now.
Well, exactly. And as you mentioned, that you can see a divergent play in the bottom lane.
Okay, looks like it is the killing spree for the bid. Hylos is already into the tower. He is tanking that. The Kufra coming in with the Trine's range, the bouncing ball doing its damage, but he is low right now. Lich is trying to get that kill, but it is just not enough. Looks like he will be going down finally into the hands of Sweet Potato. The deadly catch coming into the play, but Sarah Moon was able to pick up the shark, the pirate king, the Bane right here.
Well, that was a very trigger discipline, and that's good discipline coming from Sirar Moon, waiting for the right opportunity in that bush to do that dagger combo, and that was a very beautiful sight to behold. But as you mentioned, that was a very good team fight. And I think that team, even though that was not a very good team fight, but Cheese Balls, they still got some pickoffs in that fight. But yep, they are still losing some momentum. But I think it's better than previous game because they are not that much behind because it's approx 2.2k behind. So I think they can catch up with that. But yep, momentum as we see is going towards the team eliminators. If they continue like this is going to be a little bit trouble for team Cheese Balls this time.
Yes, a little trouble definitely, but the sun might shine towards Team Calls any single moment. They have the carry, they have the Ruby as well. She is the sustain queen. Both the teams they do have equal of how do you call it, sustained damage and every single thing. But wait a minute, look at that. Looks like the enhanced combo coming in from Julian would be knocking up three people. The yin and yang combo will be taking down two members of the side of Team Cheese Ball. Another member down, a double kill into the hands of Julian. He is trying to go in for more. Valentina is in a very bad position. The yin and yang combo coming into play, but the like and pounds. Roger uses up his like and pounds, but Crisis, he takes up all the turret damage and goes down.
Well, that was very unfortunate for the Roger that time, because that was a very good primal wrath coming from Valentina, the list. But I need to mention that in that fight towards the creep side, the Lethal Wanderer area in the bottom lane side, that was a very unfortunate miscommunication coming from the side of Team Cheeseballs, because Kufra used his Tyrant's Revenge and Rage, but Ruby hooked him away out of the range of the Tyrant's Revenge Rage combo. So that was very unfortunate for the Team Cheeseballs, and that cost approximately, I think, 4 people to them. But we can see an unstoppable coming from the Julian this time, and will take down the pain.
Okay, looks like Eve and Lori has joined in to the team fight. Silos going in strong with the ring of punishment and even the glorious pathway. Looks like the advantage is definitely towards Team Eliminators right now. Look at the gold gap already. It is increasing minute by minute. A 3,000 gold gap, I think it is not much. But on the other hand, Team Eliminators, this allowed Team Eliminators to pick up every single turret, every single neutral objective so far.
And not to mention, they have already taken down at least 5 turrets of Team Cheeseball, but Cheeseball has taken only 1 turret of Team Eliminators. So yep, as you mentioned, the momentum is trying to expand, and it is expanding, and it's going towards the side of Team Eliminators. And I can see in the chat there's a lot of fans of Team Eliminators right now. And Pichi, you got some fans also. They are supporting your pretty girl voice, and I also support your pretty girl voice. But now the Lord is gonna be up real soon. So do you think? And that's a concealed play coming in, PG.
Yes, look at the glorious pathways are already into the play. Looks like Sarah Moon is trying to go in. The Kufra gets the kill, but Roger retaliates. He gets the kill on the Kufra. Double kill into the hands of Crisis. That may be a triple, and yes, that is a triple kill. Ruby goes down. 3 member down into the hands of Crisis. I think Roger is all farmed up. This is what I was talking about. Even though the nerf is already set for the Roger, he is still viable.
Yep, and look at that bid got that chance from Jinro this time escaping. But I need to point out bid had usually bid did the diversion towards the top for the previous team fight and was about to take down the carry, and Lodger getting that a lot kill in that team fight. I think he got double or triple, I forgot. But yeah, that was a very good like and bombs coming in from that Roger. But we can see a fight in the red buff area.
Look at that. The team fight is still going on. Looks like another kill into the hands of Crisis. The deadly catch being used along with the glorious pathway the team is looking for and disengage. Because right now, Team Cheeseballs, they don't have anything. They don't have the items as well to retaliate back. Look at the gold gap. It is definitely increased minute by minute. But on the other hand, Team Eliminators, they are eyeing that inhibitor right before they can take down a Lord. Or are they making this play that they will be going a no Lord and try to end this game? I don't think so.
They, as you mentioned, no Lord, but yeah, they are trying to prove everyone wrong, and including like myself and yours too, because they are going for that level 1 Lord this time. And I need to see, I think that now we can see at least the build for both the teams, and that's 35.5k and 28.9k gold for Cheeseballs and Eliminators. And as we can see in the build, when you hit 36k mark, you actually have all the core items necessary you need. Almost if you hit that 40k mark, you can see what do you call it, the core item mark can be surpassed when you hit that 40k gold mark, and Team Eliminators are just behind. At least like approx is going to be 3k behind for that 40k gold mark, and they all will get their core items. So do you think that that's going to be a very, very disadvantage towards the Team Cheeseballs right now?
Yes, that is a disadvantage to Team Cheese Balls. Even the Kufra is giving up a very good setup. He's trying to go in with the Triumph's range and in the revenge combo, but it is just not enough for them. They do have the tanks, they do can actually soak up all the damage coming in, but Louis is displacing them. The high losses there. Look at that. The team fight has already started. Looks like Roger will be able to pick up a kill. The Lord is already in. It is already towards the 45 of its HP. The base looking very exposed right now, while the Bane is off as well. Core member is down from the side of Team Cheese Balls already. The minions are pouring in. Maybe another kill, and yes, that is another kill. So in the hands of Roger. With that, the base is taken off, and Eliminators have done it again. A 2-0 in the name.
Oh my god, that last team fight was one point. They took down every single member of Team Cheeseball. If we win this game, let's win this in style. Just to show them like the real dominators of this game number one. And this is the best of three series. And they have won with this a clean sweep, two points for Team Eliminators. And we can see why they got this clean sweep. As we can see, the bed has a 31% damage in this, like the highest approx like 1% above this time from Sarar Moon, but yeah, 1% is still higher, and 86% team fight participation coming from Bed. And we can see Sarar Moon to the second place, it's a 30% damage and 81% team fight participation. Beautiful played by both the teams, but unfortunately, Team Cheese Balls has to go home for this, and Team Eliminators will go into the further brackets. And Peachy, that was a one hell of a game. Do you want to say something?
Yes, that is true. Looks like Team Eliminators have picked up the victory. They will be moving forward. They are trying to eye that position, the crown, the kings of Royal Rumble. With that, this will be the game one for you guys, and we will be proceeding towards game two very soon. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
And yep, shout out to all viewers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Royal Rumble Royal Rumble Showdown Season 1, powered by Thunder Esports. I am your caster Asuya, and we have gathered today here to witness the semi-finals between John Tonsing and T3. Joining me is another brilliant caster, Ray. So, how are you today, Ray?
Well, I'm feeling absolutely fine. And just like you mentioned, we are ready to witness one of, really like intense matches because it will be between John Tonsing and D3. I've seen both teams perform fairly really well throughout these games that have held in the tournament, and I'm excited to see how they will be performing against each other because I think they have faced off each other few times in the tournament already in the group stages. So let's see how they have improved and what strategies, what creative unique lineups they might be bringing from the side, both sides especially.
Well, absolutely, Ray. I have seen both the teams perform pretty well, and I do believe that this will be a pretty good show. At the same time, talking about the bans which are incoming, we do see the most standard bans right there, but you know, I do you think T3 will be banning out a lot of assassins as a respect ban?
It is possible they can go for the assassin bans because if I remember, Capricuti is a very good assassin user. And there we go, a Phobia's ban coming in as well, very self-explanatory. And Coricute locking in his signature Aegis on the EXP lane. Let's see how the side of team Tie to Thick will be responding with because I think picking up like CC heroes counters are really bad because Vexana is open, Aurora is open, your favorite mage is Asuya. So let's see if they will be proceeding to pick them or they will be going for something else completely. Oh, there we go.
Ray, if you ask me, and just like you said, the Aurora has been picked right there. So I think a Vexana will be picked, and if she isn't, a mage isn't picked from the side of John Tonsing right now, I think she will be banned off in the second phase because she is that powerful. At the same time, I do see that Edith, which has been picked first. So I think Edith is a pretty cool pick right there, especially with her recent optimizations. She has become a force to be reckoned with. But at the same time, I believe that she is countered absolutely by an Aurora, which gives absolute CC or a tank like Lolita. So since they have gone for that grog, so I do believe that picking that Aurora was a very good choice right there. And at the same time, I also see a Nolan has been picked along with the Valentina. So I think a very good draft coming from the side of John Tonsing. Don't you think so?
Yep, absolutely, Ashleya. Because if you've noticed, just like you mentioned, actually, they have banned out the assassins for Capricuti, realizing John Tonsing's side that they might even ban out the Nolan. They did not want to take any potential risk, and they immediately locked in Nolan. Very strong coming in, but I believe it is a good strategy because if Nolan is banned out as well, they would have to go for perhaps a fighter jungler or maybe something else completely, and they did not want to do that gamble, and locking in that Nolan is a good decision. Not to mention, I think Valentina was picked off to counter any Mincesar pick or could have, any Terizla pick coming in, and the side of Team 3-3 responds with the Arlot instead.
Well, absolutely. She is that evergreen hero we see in all the tournaments in all these years since she has been released. Even after all the nerfs she has received, she still stays there in the top list of picks in the tournaments. At the same time, Ray, I do see an Arlott has also been picked up. He wasn't banned either. And we all know that after the recent buffs he received, he has crawled up that ranked ladder and he has been performing pretty well. So like literally love both the sides right here because Edith's counter has been picked, but at the same time that Nolan is right there, the only hero. who can farm pretty fast. He can be that snowball hero from the early game, and at the same time, that Valentina countering that Aurora and that Arlott, which gives so much CC. But at the same time, this ult on that Valentina would also be an utter disaster. But just look at that. We see a Julian pick incoming for as the hyper from the side of T3.
Yep, you are right, Asuya, on that point. You know, Beerif It You is, I think, one of the really good Julian users I've seen in the tournament so far. He have excelled on that Julian, and it is a reliable pick from his side. So very strong, as well as a good pick coming in. Not to mention, Julian's second skill can easily immune any form of crowd control that could be coming in from the side of Team John Tonsing. And there we go. I think we will be seeing a Tigreal pick picked from Array on the side of Team John Tonsing. One thing I just want to mention is really hilarious how the mana-less update affected the meta. Because just pay attention to the draft. There is Claude, Grok, and Arlo, three of the heroes who were adjusted with the mana-less update, and they have just went immediately into favorites in the meta right now.
Well, absolutely, Ray. I was about to tell you that I don't think so. T3 will be going for a marksman there because, especially, they got that Valentina, that Nolan, and also that Tigreal, and they did not, lower my expectations. They just picked up on that Harriet with a Purify. I think this will be a pretty good showdown between the EXP laners as well as the Gold laners. Don't you think so, Ray?
Yeah, both EXP laners will be digging it out, and Arlott has the advantage in the early phases before Aegis will become level 4, so he can gain a slight advantage before that turtle fight engage. And I think Harith will have slight advantage over the Claude in the gold lane, just like you mentioned, because after all, Harith it just is such a menace to face off against in this current meta at this point. Anyways, with that being said, we are proceeding to head on into the land of dawn as both junglers will be starting off with blue buff. And let's see if Tigreal will be going in for an invade. Oh no, I think he will just be sticking to the mid lane. And I think Asuya, both teams will just follow standard rotations unless Nolan wants to snowball early and looks for ambush.
Well, absolutely, and I do see some small skirmish going out there. That Tigreal providing that vision onto the red buff, but look at that, Grok dealing some damage along with that Frost Breeze onto that Valentina, and she has been poked a bit. So I think, well, I don't think so she will recall, but just look at that. Even the first skill that Valentina has been made pretty low, and I do see that Grok moving towards the red buff of that Nolan, but I think he will be poking him around. I don't know. Just look at that. And do you think that Grok will be able to take that retry or
Hello. Oh, sorry. I think I had a slight disconnection on my part. But anyways, just like you were proceeding to say, Grok did try to deny that red buff, but it was not successful. Nolan used up his retribution as well, and I think both teams. Oh, we already see the first blood being taken from the side of Korikuri on who was it? Oh, I think it was a Grok.
well, yes, and I do see that Edith trying to, confront that Arlott right there. But we also have both the mages in the lanes trying to help out the EXP laners. So I don't think so much will be going on right here as the turtle spawns. So Ray, who do you think will get that turtle?
Oh, Nolan just answered your question as he secured the turtle right away and giving the advantage to the side of John Tonsing already. Despite, being early game, they already have a 2k goal lead and 2 kills on the board and an objective on their side. So I think things are looking good as they have caught the momentum. Especially, they have the Nolan who really relies on that early snowball. And if they proceed to keep doing that, I think they have a smooth sail in this game.
Well, absolutely, and I do see that wild charge coming on along with that skill from Julian, and as a result,
Oh,
Tigreal has been taken down. And Ray, please take it up.
Yeah, Valentina tried to flicker away from that wall, and it was so perfectly timed that she did escape. But Julian, with that beautiful enhanced first skill, just dived in and took her down, giving the advantage by taking down the mage. Oh, Claude is trying to make a play with the blazing duet. He is trying to take down that Grog, but I think it will be denied by the Julian and the Harris. Really, really great communication from both teams, like Grog hiding in that bush, ignoring the damage coming in from that blazing duet. Oh, not to mention, Nolan was caught by Siri on that Arlot. It was a one for one trade, but the jungler being taken down. I think that is a bigger price that they have paid on that bot lane right now.
Well, absolutely, but at the same time, I do see some skirmish brewing in the top lane, and I think that Harrods will be taken down. They are, trading off pretty well because they know that Harrods will be a penalty in the late game. So, yeah, they are trying to take him down. They are trying to gank him a lot, but at the same time, I think the second turtle will be up in a while, and there will be an engage happening, Ray.
Yep, and I think both sides are doing completely fine despite giving that early advantage with that first turtle as well as first two kills. Team uh, D3 were able to quickly make the comeback and gain back the gold that they have lost. And I think they're looking to engage in this turtle fight. Julian is trying to look for an opportunity to go win, but Tigreal with a really, really great. Oh my god, that freeze coming in from Kai almost, like it felt like it was on their side because the jungler was dead, but really, really great secure coming in from the Valentina. Easy on the side of John Thompson, giving them a little bit more time getting that objective.
Well, absolutely. And at the same time, I do see that Harry trying to poke that tower, trying to pick up some gold because he has been ganked. And at the same time, I think there will be a gank happening in the top lane. But that Grok and that Tigreal are doing such a great job right now, Ray. They are providing all that vision. They are providing so much help. I really love how they are ganking, and at the same time, I think Nolan will be able to take that Julian down, but he just escapes with his second dash. Oh my god, what a beautiful gameplay coming right there. And that Edith trying to protect that Arlott was trying to protect that Edith, and he did got successful right there, Ray. But what a beautiful gameplay from Julian.
Yep, Julian was, hard on that second enhanced skill. Be fit you, really showing why he's one of the really good Julian users in this tournament. That escape was brilliant and completely turned the things 180 as Nolan was taken down. Again, things are not looking good for the side of Capri Cutie because he is Nolan. He is a hero that really, really relies on that early snowball, and now it has been completely denied. And unless in the next few minutes he's able to gain a few more kills, his dominance in this game will be negligible until the moment he can get a full build. Oh, we see an engage happening in Cloud with a blazing duet charging in Brock with that wild charge. Valentina securing that kill onto that Harris. Julian is also into the scene, but I think he's in a really bad awkward position. He is getting straight up caught in the implosion of the chick reel as he is taken down as well. Not to mention, I'm seeing the itemization and it's really nice coming in from the side of Team John Sonsing. The tank has prioritized the Athena against, the Aurora, Harid, and Julian. Very nice coming in. And Julian actually went for, Holy Crystal as his first item. I think that's not quite that common.
Well, maybe because they know that he will be that holy crystal does provide a lot of magic power right there, and at the same time, it did they did reduce its cost a bit. So I think it's not a bad option right there. Maybe he's pretty confident in his farming and his lanes, but at the same time, we do see that Eric trying to CC that Harriet. Oh my god, and he will also be taken down. Like I think at this point they just need to group up together because I do see them singling out and dying one by one. Don't you think so, Ray?
Yeah, but I think the side of team, the triple three, they have like a little bit of an issues in sticking together, and that is what John Tonsing has been took down that Harry 3 times. Who is sitting at a 0-3-2 right now. Really not good, looking good for a gold laner who even lost the turret on his lane as well. And we see that engage happening in the mid lane as Siri on that Arlott was taken down, despite a little bit of a setback in the not mid game actually, in the 5 minutes onto the game on the side of John Tonsing. They have caught back their momentum, and look at that, the damage coming in from Nolan is hitting hard right back as he is getting back the tempo that he lost, and things are looking good for the side of Team John Tonsing again.
Well, absolutely, and I do see them maybe taking that lord down. They must be clearing that lanes to take that lord, and at the same time, I do see John Singh trying to clear out even the top second turret. But yeah, and just look at them like John Singh. They are waiting for the enemy. Tigreal is giving so much vision. I think they are preparing for a gank, but Tigreal just decides to back off, and they will be taking that first level inhibitor from the bot lane. And yes, it has been taken down. So Ray, what do you think if you were, T3 at this point? What would you do? Because I do see them losing out a lot right now.
I think as D3, what I would really do is try to prioritize taking down the Claude at this point. Like, I do understand the Lord is up, but it is the first Lord and it can be defended. But Claude is really farming up right now. He has the Trinity build already, and that is going to spell trouble for the side of Team D3. I mean, Harit is the only one who's like going against the Claude nonstop, and he's being taken down left and right. Oh, we see an engage happening here. Aurora has the glowing one, so she has the advantage, but I think she will be taken down as well along with Grok.
Well, absolutely, but at the same time, even the others are charging
Look at
in,
the
and the
damage.
Julian will also be taken. Dareth is surviving at this point. He did that to escape. But at the same time, we also see three people from the side of John Tonsing were also taken down. A 3 for 4 trade, but at the same time, Claude is still surviving. So I think John Tonsing will be looking for that Lord Ray.
Yep, they are looking for that Lord, and just like I said, I think the side of Team Triple Three, they did not prioritize the Claude enough, and now that he's fed, he's melting down that Grok as well as Aurora, and even Harit, who's not able to sustain in the team fights. It should be like the opposite. The Harit should be the one dominating the Claude, considering the amount of burst damage that Harit possessed, but it was completely denied by the side of John Tonsing, who really, has a good priority targeting, and they prioritize taking down the Harit as much as possible, because look at him, he's right now sitting at 132, and he's not able to have enough farm and damage to deal against the side of Team John Tonsing. Both teams are looking to go for the Lord, and they are getting into position. Let's see if Nolan will be proceeding for a split push, or will he just wait it out here. Oh, we might see an engage here. The damage coming in from Claude, unstoppable.
Well, at the same time, what a beautiful flicker implosion coming from that Tigreal, taking on to 3 people. So I think like the entire T3 will be taken down at this point. And look at that damage coming from that Nolan. He is completely fed, and it's a complete wipe out from the side of T3. Oh my God, what a beautiful gameplay! What a beautiful initiation from that Tigreal. And Ray, one thing which I am mentioning, like seeing here a lot, is like they are, first, John Tonsing, they are trying to take that grog down, because that, I don't know how, but that grog is literally melting right now. It might be the gold difference, it might be the difference in the equipments, but he is getting, melted down completely. And after he's dead, like that Nolan goes behind and takes down that Aurora, two of the most, irritating people out there who can give that CC and, disengage the entire gang if it's happening. So yeah, I think like John Tonsing really have a pretty good strategy right there. Don't you think so, Ray?
Yep, definitely. I mean, this is what I was mentioning. Claude got his Trinity build, and once Claude has his Trinity build, every tank is just like food to him, and he was able to melt down that Grok easily. And just like you mentioned, there is the build as well as the gold difference, considering it is almost up to, I think, oh yeah, 11,000 right now. Not to mention uh, the EXP gap, like Cloud was level 13 in that fight. Oh, we are seeing both teams using up their resources. Frigid Glacier as well as the Zaman Force popping in. Implosion, Cloud's Blazing Duet, but he dies in this engage. And I think Team Triple Three is trying to make a comeback onto this team fight. Nolan with that sneaky kill onto that Arlott and taking him down. I think Nolan is hungry for a little bit more, but oh no, he does not get punished, and he just goes away without any issues. What was that Valentina doing? I mean, Aura had her passive, and I think she just paid off and got punished without like getting any of the reward.
Ray, I have watched John Tonsing's tournaments. I have casted a lot of them, and I do see them throwing the game in the last. You'll be like, yes, they're finally going to be win, and we are going to see that victory right there. But something happens. Maybe they, over engage, or they're out miscalculations, or they're out of their positions, and somehow the entire game turns 360-degree. And I think that's what happened right now, because they over engaged right there in the mid turret. Especially, the entire team was dead, so Valentina should have backed off. Don't you think so, Ray?
Yep, definitely. Like I, like I think John Thompson does have the tendency to get a little bit overconfident. I do understand they have a 11,000 goal lead ahead. I do understand that their damage is just like really, really overwhelming for the side of Team D3. But at the same time, they need to consider that they are all squishy heroes as well, except for the Tiger. They all can easily submit to the turret damage coming in, and they just fall for it left and right. Not to mention that Valentina's odd positioning as well, and she was taken down, giving them the shutdown goal as well as the advantage in climbing back up, reducing the goal difference that they have. And if this keeps happening again and again, Team T3 will be able to make a comeback. The Nolan is doing fine so far because he's playing it safe, he's not over engaging. But if Nolan is taken down again, I think the bounty will be, quite matched in. Oh, there we go. Harith with that mega kill was able to secure the quad. Nolan is also charging in with that. Oh, oh, and I think they will find a shutdown coming in from uh, Nolan. And Nolan so far is really carrying the team despite a few blunders that they make.
Well, absolutely, Ray. And I do see that Croc charging in with that R Lord. I don't think so they should be doing that, because it will be 3 versus 2, and Nolan has immense damage. Meanwhile, he also has his retribution. So even if they try to like disengage him from the Lord, it will be a sure Lord taken by John Thompson. And at the same time, that Frigid Glacier coming from that Aurora, but she will be taken down instead by that Nolan. Oh my god. Harlot has also been taken down. That's what I was saying. Like that John Tonsing did, kind of throw for a while, but I think they are again right on track, because T3 did a miscalculation right there. They only had two people, a Grog and an Arlot. They cannot do anything in front of all those damage dealers. They are not protecting their mage, they are not protecting their Harith, the people who will actually be dealing some damage. Instead, they are just getting melted down. And as the Lord marches from the mid lane, do you think, Ray, will they be able to defend this?
The Lord is still full on hand, and Theory is up as well. I think they have a solid chance unless Nolan has something to say about it. That great damage coming in, Aegis with that Primal Wrath as well. Oh, I think it will be an end because Claude is just marching down on that base, not caring what is the engage happening, and he will be taking this Nexus and securing the victory.
Well, Ray, if you ask me for the analysis, like that our Lord Theory, he was getting singled out a lot, and I did see him using his skills onto the Tigreal, which he shouldn't be doing. He should be prioritizing the backlaners like Valentina or that Nolan, but his skills didn't match up, and he wasn't able to sustain, because I have seen so many Arlots in all the games, but I do see them sustaining 1 versus 5 even towards the end game, because the spell vamp is amazing. But that didn't happen here. At the same time, that Harith and like that Grog, they were melting down. Even though Aurora was trying to give some backup, but she was getting prioritized by that Nolan. Just look at that Nolan. He has so much damage, 27%, the maximum in the entire team. And yes, he was targeting that Aurora, which I think was a bone of contention. So Ray, are your thoughts in sync with mine?
Definitely, like you've already voiced out everything that I really wanted to say. And yep, it completely really sings. And I think we will be proceeding to game number two between these two teams.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with game 2 between T3 and John Townsend. In the previous game, we did see John Townsend with that immaculate teamwork taking and securing that victory. So we have to watch in this second game. Will there be a difference made from the side of T3? Will we see an epic comeback, or will John Townsend take away the second game as well? Joining me is Ray again. So hi there, Ray.
Hey, Asuya, I am really happy to be joining you again for game number two between Team John Townsend and Tie to Thick D3. And just like you said, like John Townsend really showing that immaculate teamwork. And I'm interested to see how will Team D3 respond to it this time. I mean, one thing that I did notice is that in the mid phases, like 3 to 7 minutes, they were making a comeback. They were actually the one on the leading side, but then John Tonsing just catched up the momentum again and absolutely decimated their team, the side of D3. But at the same time, I think John Tonsing also kind of, did a few blunders. They went a little bit aggressive and they lost a few engages in the late game. But despite that, the Nolan's domination coming in and the goal lead that they had was easily able to secure them the victory in that previous game. So let's see if John Tonsing is able to, keep up that momentum, or will it get ruined by the side of Team P3, because I think they have the potential to make a comeback against the side of Team John Tonsing, in my opinion at least.
Well, Ray, absolutely. But at the same time, we did see that Nolan wreaking a havoc in the battlefield. So I am quite surprised that they are not banning that Nolan once again, and instead they ban that Hayabusa, because I do believe, Hayabusa can be countered with that Wind of Nature or that Winter Truncheon, or if you are in the group, his ultimate's damage just gets divided. So yeah, I think it takes much more skill to play a Hayabusa pretty well. So instead, I always believe that instead of that Hayabusa, maybe a Nolan ban could have been much better.
Yep, I think they do kind of are in a tight situation because Capricuri is a really good assassin user and they do not want any of the Oogie shadow kill coming in. I understand Honda Hayabusa is easily countered by many teams like we saw in this tournament Royal Rumble Season 1, but just like that, some Hayabusas prioritize and pick off targets quite early on. And in early game, you're kind of separated. And I think they do not want to any of the headaches coming in from that Ninja Boy. So they will just, ban him out instead of the Nolan. And I think they will be taking the risk by not taking him. But this time, you know, the side of Team T3 did have the opportunity to pick up Nolan for themselves because he's such a good assassin. But I think they will not be going for it. And this time I think it's one of the few times I'm really seeing Tori QT on a different EXP laner instead of Edis or Terizla. It is the Gatot Gacha. Like, damn.
Well, Ray, if you ask me, if that edit she decides to go for the EXP lane, although we know she is quite that versatile hero, she can go for the mid lane. Sorry, they can go for the roam. It can go for the EXP lane and can even go for the gold lane. So yeah, if she goes for the EXP lane, that Katot Kaja in the EXP lane could be a pretty good counter for her, especially if he takes up vengeance. But I do see a revitalize on him. At the same time, look at that. John Thompson have again taken up, backed up that Nolan, that early game snowball hero. Well, and answering your question, Ray, I think maybe T3 are not confident in their gameplay with that Nolan, so maybe they just left him out for that. But at the same time, they did take up that edit, and the enemy doesn't have an Aurora for that, absolute counter from Freeze, nor do they have a Lolita unless that Katut Kacha decides to go to the EXP lane. So yeah, I think two great picks here, because I have even seen a Vexana being picked right now.
Yep, Lolita is still open for the side of Team John Consing to pick, and I think Team T3 have the opportunity to ban him out, but no, they instead go for a Grok ban. I do understand Grok is really, really good in this meta, but I don't think they should be afraid of him. Like, if anything, they should be afraid of a Lolita that can easily counter two of their heroes. So I think that is like a missed opportunity. Let's see what they will be going for their last ban. I mean, honestly, a Lolita pick from a Lolita ban and a Lolita pick from both sides just makes sense at this point because it is Vexana easily, like you can reverse the projectile to the enemies. So let's see if the side of Team John Tonsing will be. Oh no, it's actually a Moskov ban. Is it possible that they can be going for a Fanny pick? Because other than that, I don't see any reason for banning out the Moskov. I mean, they didn't pick out the Moskov, they just went in for the Claude's Blazing Duet. So, very odd bans coming in. I'm really, really curious to see what their strategy really is in this game.
Well, I banning that Moscow is pretty weird here because pretty good marksmen are still open. Like you said, that Claude, whose energy has been removed, and he has so much mobility. At the same time, even XCI is open. Her late gate damage is absolutely insane. And yes, the third marksman I was going to mention was that Clint. And the Clint has been taken up by John Tonsing once again. Well, Ray, if you ask me, I think, John Tonsing has a pretty good draft because they have that balance between, early game as well as late game potential. And that Gatot Kacha, especially in the late game due to his passive, he literally becomes so annoying. He can target that Vexana, if she has used up her flicker, he can just jump onto her if she is, trying to escape in pretty low HP. So I do think their draft is pretty well here. Don't you think so, Ray?
You have John Hansing with advantage, like advantageable draft on their side again as they're picking off really good heroes. I mean, look at this. Like, why did they ban out the Moskov? You have if you're planning to pick a Haris, like, I think they have really odd bans coming in. I understand the Grog is a meta pick. I understand Moskov is a really good pick. I am no way denying their capabilities in, the meta. They are really, really good picks, ladies and gentlemen. But in this I'm not sure because, like, the side of John Tonsing, they have picked Tiger, they have picked Claude, and so I think those bans would have made more sense. But there are still so many options available. There is Kufra open, Lolita, who can hard counter this Harith even, and I think they. Oh my God, John Tonsing just surprising us with a different pick completely. It is Akaja making a debut in today's game because I think I haven't seen Akaja in such a long while. And right now, Harith is not in a good position because he can easily be suppressed by Kaja's lightning bolt.
Well, absolutely. It's been so long since I have seen a Kaja being picked up in, ranks, forget about tournaments. We don't see him picked up so much. And yes, just like you said, that Harith will be in a very precarious position if that Kaja tries to log onto him. So I don't know where this draft will go. I really love both the teams, but it all ends up in the hands of the team who has that better rotation, who has that better synergy. But and looking at the drafts, I do see they have that Matilda, and she will help in the faster rotation as well as like that Harith will have some extra shield from that Matilda, especially towards the late game. Her heals can be amazing with that flask of Oasis.
Yep, I absolutely agree with you. As we proceed to the land of Dawn, both junglers proceeding to their buffs. Alpha with the red buff rotation and Nolan with that blue buff rotation. One of the good things about going to the red buff early on is that when the turtle spawns, your blue will still stay for quite a bit and you wouldn't need to rush to take it, and you'll have the slight advantage over the junglers. So other teams junglers, so a good rotation from the side of team T3 so far. But anyways, at least like proceeding to what you said, the Matilda and Harit combo can be good, but I think the side of John Tonsing, they also thought what you thought, and they did not want any of the shield shenanigans coming in, and that's why they picked out the Kaja, a really, really reliable suppressor that can easily pin down the Harit, it disabling any form of shields that he can, give out.
Ray, if you ask me, that Vexana is such a good mage. I always say that because she has that fast lane clearing, she has that chain CC, and her damage towards the late game is absolutely amazing. But at the same time, I think that it will be pretty hard for her to land her first skill because Nolan can dash a lot, and Clint can also dash with his second skill. So I think it will be a hard thing right there. She needs to be, a bit in front, and maybe Kaja takes up that opportunity to drag her away. Don't you think so, Ray?
Yep, I think Khaja really has so many targets this game. He can pull the Matilda, who is squishy. He can pull the Vexana. He can pull the Harris. And Team T3 really needs to watch out for that bird again in their opposing team. And we are seeing the Nolan is trying to start a turtle. He is using his fractures on the objective, trying to take it. Khaja providing that really nice vision, and Alpha might be looking for a pickoff. Oh, great ultimate coming in from Katotacha, and he's zoning out the Alpha so well, and a great retribution coming from the side of Team John Hansing. Oh, Valentina copied the ultimate of Edith, the Primal Rat, and she was able to melt down that Matilda so easily, making them zone out and not come to the objective, as Nolan also secured the green buff. And things are looking good again for the side of Team John Tonsing, really showing their synergy and teamwork at play.
Well, absolutely. And at the same time, I see, John Townsend looking to gang that Harriet because I think they need to shut him down because if they
Oh,
don't do that, it will be pretty hard in the late game. And at the same time, I do see Edit being ganged in the bot lane, but I think Nolan will just be retreating. But just look at that Harriet has been backed up by the Matilda because he is trying to, come up from that lane. But no, I think it will just be some vision for the side of team dancing. So, Ray, what do you think? Will there be some engage happening in the near future?
I think the side of Team John Tonsing are in a comfortable spot because they have the Kaja's ultimate. Oh, and there we go. Kaja's ultimate is coming in onto that Vexana. Kai surviving with the sliver of HP, but a complete Uno reverse, killing out the Nolan instead. But brilliant ultimate from Gadot Pacha right there, who was able to secure the kill that was lost from Nolan, and doing a 1-for-1 trade. A really great synchronization from John Tonsing, but I think Nolan really needs to watch out any more of the turret dives he will be doing, because just like you said, Vexana is a brilliant mage and she has that Terrify, she has that Eternal Guard that can knock you up easily. And I think the second turtle will be spawning in, and I think Nolan, he is in a really, really better position to secure it, and Alpha is not even allowed to go near it. And Capricute is securing that turtle. Edit is looking for an engage, and he does secure that beautiful kill onto that Nolan, denying him the snowball. Oh, Harit is also onto that scene using the Zaman Force, but he doesn't have any more of the mana, so he just decides to retreat. Really, I think it was a good trade for the side of Team T3 because they were able to take out the jungler, the Nolan. But, the same thing happened in the last game as well, but Nolan Capricute was able to make a really good comeback and snowball again. So let's see what will happen in the later phases of the game because it is still quite early to judge.
And I do see that Matilda charging on to that marksman right there, but I think she just needs to retreat because there's no one to back her up. I think, like, why are you trying to solo? But at the same time, we do see the three people gathering in the top lane, so I think they should just retreat. At the same time, there's something happening in the bot lane. I think that Katot Kacha is getting bullied because maybe, like John Tonsing, like they are taking up a lot of objectives, so I think T3 is looking to take down that turret as well. And I do see that Nolan
Oh,
again with his sneak peek gameplay. I think he will be taking someone down, but instead that Karot Kacha will be taken down even though he had such a beautiful ultimate, but at the same time Nolan is in a bad position, but he just dashes away.
I think Godot Kata really, really wanted to defend that turret, but I think it was not worth it because even if he defended that minion, it was just one hit away, anyways. And I think that was a little bit of a bad decision. I mean, giving out kills can be, devastating for your side. especially against the Alpha, who has such a strong sustain. I mean, Kaja can only pick off one person, and you do not want to give out the goal advantage to the side. Oh, I think Kaja just used his ultimate, but I think he will be punished by that Vexana. There is the Revitalize pouring in as well. Oh, Alpha being taken down by that Valentina with the primal red being copied from IMU, and Matilda is looking for an engage as well as Hardys, and Nolan is alive. And but the side of Team T3, their jungler is dead, so I think this will be an easy. Oh, I think Nolan looking for a sneaky kill right now. He is hungry for that Vexana, but I think he might be, he just bit off way too much than he can chew, and he will be paying with his life. I think he should have just gone for the turtle, not really. Oh, another suppression coming in, but the kill misses out as Clint was not able to charge in. And I think the third turtle will go to the side of Team T3. I think I think there is something with John Thompson where they kind of lose the momentum in 7 minutes of the game.
Well, absolutely. I was going to say that. And look at that jump coming from that Kacha. What a beautiful play right there. And Valentina follows up, taking that Matilda down. So I think even if that Alpha got that turtle, he needs to retreat. And yes, that beautiful dash coming in. But I think that Nolan and that Kaja will be looking to gank him away. But no, I think he just uses his ultimate to escape. And that shield coming from that Matilda along with that flask of Oasis will be saving them. And answering your previous question, Ray, I extremely believe that John Tansing does try to get a bit overconfident sometimes, and they do end up throwing the game, but they still have that chance because nothing much was lost, and at the same time nothing ventured, nothing lost. So Ray, please take it up.
Yeah, and following up with your point, I think Nolan kind of gets a little bit overconfident. I think he's not communicating with the team. He should be aware when the Vexana has a flicker spell or not, but he was not aware, and instead he got taken down by that Hardit. Oh, a beautiful engage coming in from Corey Cutie. We're on that Katotkata right now as Alpha is the first casualty. Both of the teams trading blows after blows. The Hardit using up is the Manforce trying to deal as much as damage as he can possibly do. It is dealing damage with her and Primal Rat, but they just decide to retreat because the damage from the Clint is quite affecting them at this point right now, as the mid turret seems to be in danger. 3 versus 3. Will this be defended? Oh, another Zaman force coming in, and they successfully defended this mid turret because giving it out, it is kind of risky for their side.
Well, absolutely see that Kaja trying to give some vision right there, but I think he should recall, and that they are also trying to look for that blue buff from that Alpha, but I don't think so she'd be doing that, and that Kaja with his flicker and suppressing that hurry, but he just dashes away as Kaja jumps in the nick of time, and I think that Alpha is in a very bad position, and yes, oh my god, it wasn't Alpha, it was Valentina, oh my god, I just got confused. Yes, and she has been taken down. I think it was an over-engage coming from the side of John Townsend, because now I think it will be a pretty easy maybe because Alpha is right there and Nolan is trying to come in. And look at that Edit just trying to provide some vision, and that Kacha cannot do anything unless that Nolan will be coming there, but he is getting back up by that Edit. And yes, some CC coming in and team fight is happening in the Primal War. Wrath has been deployed, and I think that Kaja manages to escape in a very low HP. Well, Ray, what do you think?
Yeah, on that engage, I do not blame you at all. I also thought it was the Alpha because I'm not sure why Easy on that Valentina decided to copy Alpha's ultimate. I mean, so yeah, it was confusing to suddenly see the Alpha just being slain. Oh, Nolan might be looking in a bad position, but just following as you said, I think Team John Tonsing is oh, that kill coming in, that damage from that Nolan. I think both teams are. I think they both need to respect each other's damage. I don't know why they kind of keep overextending. Right now, Matilda should have realized, oh, Nolan has the damage. I am a support. I should be backing off, but she did not. And she paid off with her life. And I don't think they will be able to push that much because their support is down. Oh, they are going quite strong because the side of John Tonsing. Oh, another ultimate coming in from Gatot Pasha as well. It is on that Primal Wrath and trying to melt down that Gatot Pasha as soon as possible. She is successful at doing so. Nolan being taken down as well. Vexana's Eternal Guard doing its job, dealing the damage in the team fights. And things are not looking good for the side of John Tonsing, who I think they have been doing a lot of misengages. Like, earlier on, Khaja caught up to Harid, but there was no follow up. Like, Harid could have been shut down easily in that engage, but no follow up coming in from the side of Team John Fansing, gave the advantage to the side of Team 3-3, who are making a comeback despite that, early domination from their side.
Well, absolutely, Ray. I'm sorry. Like, I completely believe, what you said is the gist of the entire story. And one more thing I would like to mention right here is that Katot Kaja is making pretty good in to dissuade the team who are, trying to deal some damage, because in the last game right there, it did, he did jump on that, Vexana and even that Alpha to, block them out and save his team, but the damage somehow is not enough and they are still dying. So there is, just like you said, not enough follow up. And I do see Matilda also goes in. I think there will be someone getting taken down, and yes, that Kaja has been taken down and a revitalized and jump coming from that Kadot Kaja, but he is way too far behind. I think he will be taken down by that Alpha, although his passive lets him survive a bit, but no. Another misengage coming from the side of John Tonsing. Do you think, Ray, it was like destined like that, or maybe they did, made some mistake and threw the game?
I think the side of John Tonsing, I think they were a little bit overconfident on their end, and they missed out on taking down the turret, who is completely fed at this point. I mean, 3-0 down, and John Tonsing is completely why was she in such a low HP going near that bush? Like, go towards your territory, not towards where the enemy possibly can be when you're low HP. And there we go, the Kaja as well being caught up in a bad position when Nolan had already retreated. I mean, I'm seeing this pattern over and over again. I think both teams just need to respect each other's damage. But anyways, the side of team T3, they are looking confident. They are marching down. Harit has locked down into that nexus, and I think it will be a victory for the side of team T3 as we will be proceeding on to game number three. John Tonsing, they were a little bit overconfident after gaining the early game advantage, and they kind of threw it away with their misengagements, with the miss out Kaja ultimates, with the miss out opportunities. And you can see Capricuti was not able to perform well as he kept diving and dying in again and again. And Harith, this time from the side of team T3, really showing the dominance you can do with the Harith.
Well, absolutely agree with you, Ray, because they did have that Vixana this time, and if you see, she has that terrorize, she has that eternal guard, and she was doing it pretty well. Unlike my previous thoughts, she was, using her skills when a lot of people were gathered together. So yeah, there wasn't a chance to miss that chain CC. At the same time, just like I said, only that Katot Kacha had some pretty good gameplays coming from his side, but there was no one to back him up because the entire team was already dead before, they could follow up and finish off the people who were retreating. And yes, that Harrod's damage was completely amazing. Just look at that. He has zero deaths. They didn't prioritize that Harrod, and they faced the penalty in the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going for a game three. So stay tuned.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is game number three between these two teams. John Tonsing on the blue side again, and Team T3 tied to thick on the red side as the complete comeback coming in from T3 last game as they, made a statement against John Tonsing after the really like strong domination coming in from John Tonsing in the first game. They made a comeback and they made a statement, giving throwing back a punch onto the side of Team John Tonsing. And I'm really curious to see which team will be able to finally get this victory and proceed on to the next round because both teams. This is the match point for both teams. 1-1. The score is even, and this game could be for anyone's. And I'm back with you again. This is Ray, and joining me again will be the beautiful voice that is Asuya.
Thank you for the welcome, Ray. And yes, I am so excited for this third game because this will decide which team will be going on to the semifinals. And yes, just look at them. T3, they have been banning the same two heroes as the first and the second ban. But at the same time, I think John Tonsing have learned something from the previous match and the match before that because the team Tyrant from the side of T3 was absolutely devastating. The Nolan couldn't, do anything. Even if he was trying to get, some kills right there, proceeding ahead, he was getting CC'd and then killed by that Harriet. So yeah, a pretty sensible ban if you ask me.
Yep, it does make sense. I mean, like, I think they were very scattered. Like last game, Kaja was doing a really good job in the early phases. Like Kaja was using his suppression ultimate, the lightning bolt coming in from him. He was catching Harit multiple times in the early phases, but Nolan was just not responding well enough. It was only the Valentina. I mean, Valentina is more of a utility mage than a burst mage, and Valentina also did not opt to go for the Eternal Guard by Vexana. Instead, she was copying the Primal Rat from Edith, so she did not have enough damage to shut down the Harith. And since Harith was just getting free farm, Clint. Clint is not a bad marksman, but Clint only has one dash, and guess how many Harit has? He has infinite dashes as long as he has that Zaman force and he is, engaging on to that team fight. And the side of Team John Tonsing, they have just decided like maybe we cannot really go off against the Harit, and they will just be banning him out. As well as the Iris, who really showed a great dominance from the side of Team 3 last game, and we are seeing such like a strong pick coming in from the side of T3. It is the Khalid.
Well, yes, Ray, Khalid is a pick who isn't picked much in the tournaments, forget about the ranks. And yes, he is kind of an underrated hero, but he can sustain his lane pretty well. In the last game, we did see that EXP getting laned again and again and getting dominated. So maybe T3, they want to maybe gank out the gold lane more in this game. So they have decided for that Khalid because he has that heal from his second skill. At the same time, Ray, I think, like Sana is a very OP mage and she was kind of a game changer in the last game because her chain CC was disrupting everything, especially that Nolan who was jumping in to take those kills. So I truly believe that T3 should take up an Aurora as, a counter, a trade off. So do you think she will be banned in the second phase now since she hasn't been picked up?
I think from the side of Team John Tonsing, it does make sense to ban out the Aura, or they could be feeling a little overconfident and, as usual, because in last game I did not understand why they went for like those kind of bans. But anyways, a very hilarious thing I've been noticing throughout so many tournaments that I've casted is that many teams, they decide to go for other mages. They decide to go for Valentina to be the utility to copy the ultimate. They decide to go for the Luoi. They decide to go for like different kind of mages, but at the end they get defeated by our queen Vexana, and then they immediately lock in the Vexana. I mean, Easy was playing Valentina for 2 games, but the moment that he lost against the Vexana, he decided, nah, I'm going in for the queen, I'm taking the Vexana for my side. And it is just shows how strong her presence in the meta is at this point. Like every team just wants the Vexana on their side.
And Ray, just look at that. T3 have that combination coming again in the mid. They have that, Alpha, who is such a good jungler, especially we did see in the last game, he had so much spell vamp that it was kind of hard to take him down. And we even see that Matilda with her flask of oasis backing the hyper. And yes, she did a pretty good job even in the last game. I did see her saving that Alpha at the nick of time a lot of times. And at the same time, I see, a new pick in all three games. That Hylos has been picked up by John Tonsing. So maybe that red carpet could, make us show some new gameplays right there.
A red carpet, I like the name. I usually just call it, like, it is Glorious Pathway, the ultimate name, but I just call it the fashion ramp because it looks like you can like catwalk on it, especially if you have Aurora on your side. She really is such an elegant mage. And there we go, team John Tonsing didn't decide to ban out the Aurora, and just like you said, Kai picking up the Aurora again, and this will be a face-off, obviously, against the top two mages, two queens, one of the Nether and one of the Frozen Palace. And let's see how both mages will be performing, because I think in this meta, mages play such a high role because they are responsible for damage, crowd control, zoning out, as well as, they are also responsible for feeding because if they are being picked off early on, they will give the advantage to the enemy jungler. But in the last game, we saw Kai, great positioning. He denied Nolan so many times and did not die and was aiding the farm that he needed and won the game. So I'm curious to see how Kai will be facing off against Capricutis Fanny this time, because I think it is quite hard to freeze a Fanny, don't you think so?
Well, yes, a skilled player can deceive and kill an enemy in the blink of an eye. You wouldn't even know, and yes, you are dead before you knew it. So, yes, at the same time, I think that Fanny has been picked up because they have a lot of dashes. They have that Matilda, and just like the last game, she can help out the allies to move ahead in a very low HP. So, Fanny can take down that Aurora, and now that a Moscow has been picked, a very new pick coming off because we did see T3 ban him in the last game, but instead they have picked it up right now. So I think another fodder for that Fanny, don't you think so, Ray?
Yep, Fanny will face a trouble in the goal lane. It is none other than the Spear Boy that will be definitely stunning that Fanny if she tries to do a little bit of a nuisance against the team. So Capricuti will have a little bit of a trouble to face off against. Honestly, I understand them banning out Nathan, who is such a good marksman in a meta, but if they were going for a Fanny, I think banning out the Mossbach would have made more sense because he is one of the sole marksmen that can easily counter the Fanny in the goal lane. And the drafts have been finalized as we proceed on to game number 3 into the Land of Dawn, and we will see which team comes out on top and which team will be forced to go home. This is game number 3, match point for both teams. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. And anyways, I think at least side of teams on Tansing, they have a good draft, but the only thing they need to watch out is for that Moscow, in my opinion. What do you think, Asuya?
Well, that Moscow as well as that Aurora, and the special hyper alpha right there, because I don't think so he will be taken down so easily if Fanny decides to kill him. So yeah, Fanny needs to prioritize her targets. She needs to kill down that Aurora, but at the same time, Aurora has that passive where she won't be dying immediately. So it could be a slight misconvenience at the part of that Fanny. And just like you said, that John Tonsing second skill from the Moscow can deny another kill to that Fanny. So we just need to wait out and see how this game goes, as both the junglers have started from, the EXP lane. I think they will be looking to gank the gold lane. Don't you think so, Ray?
Yep, definitely. Team T3 have realized how much of a menace Claude can be, especially used by 79110 on that Claude, and they want to deny him that farm. Look at him; they are trying to hold the lane, but Claude is trying to punish that Matilda for trying to do so, and the same is been done for the side of Team John Tonsing, the Tigreal coming in to give the necessary backup. Both marksmen being babysitted as they do not want their goal laner to die in the early phases. Anyways, one thing that I would really like to say is that Array and as well as the Claude, they were in the first game and were really phenomenal. The implosion as well as the blazing duet combo was so much for the side of Team T3. So let's see how they will be doing against side of Team John Tonsing as they're facing off two formidable, tank and marksman combo.
Well, at the same time, we do see, how that
Ooh,
we do see how our Sandman is completely. Oh my god! I think that he should just look up for that heal, because that Eternal Guard has been chasing him down in low HP, and I think he will be safe. At the same time, that ramp walk, the glorious pathway, has been deployed, and Matilda trying to give that dash
what?
towards the backlane, and Fanny just cables in and takes that retribution. Even though that frigid glacier was popped in, but I think a lot of food for Fanny right there, but she doesn't have her blue buff, so she has to retreat at the same time. I think that Vexana will be taking out that Alpha. I think that was too much over engaged from the part of Alpha, because Fanny took the like one kill, she got her blue buff, she retreated safely, but at the same time, so many people from the side of the red team just died right now, Ray.
Yeah, but I think T3 is also being overconfident. It is kind of like, a little upsetting to see like both teams get a little bit, overconfident when they're the one leading on. And I think Alpha needs to pay respects to that Vexana. I mean, after all, she was in your side in the last game and absolutely decimated that Nolan. So you should know her capabilities and avoid her. Oh, Fanny coming in with that cutthroat. Aurora forced to use her passive and another kill onto the side of Capricuti, and things are not looking good so far. But the Sun with the Moscow, I think it will be a kill secured for the side of Team T3. Claude was trying to push the turret, but I think it will be defended. It survives at a sliver of HP. Oh my god, Vexana just retreating, but oh no, she is taken down as well. Claude was in a bad position and he will get punished for it. But the Hylos has also arrived into the scene. Just like you said, the ramp has been used. He is trying to deal damage onto 4 people, but I think he will be taken down by the true damage coming in from the side of Biri Fit You on that Alpha. But Are onto the scene as well as the Fanny. So many trade-offs being happening left and right, and triple kill for that Fanny. Oh my god, that was like, it looked like things were in the favor of side of Team 3-3, but John Tonsing's special mobility, that Fanny flying with that Mikasa, was just too much for them.
Well, Ray, absolutely. That's the beauty of an early game. Fanny, but Moscow will be coming in with that fear of destruction, but the implosion have been played up, and the blazing duet has also been deployed. Khalid trying to dish out some damage, but he will be escaping in a pretty low HP. I think it was going on pretty well for T3 in the early game, but just like that overextension right there in the top lane, and that Fanny getting that triple kill, I think if the things will not be pretty good for like them right now. And look at that ramp walk has been deployed. That Hylos trying to chase down that Aurora. At the same time, Alpha has also been locked down by that Fanny, and he will also be taken down. Oh my god. It's like, as Fanny has snowballed the game, just like she did as Nolan in the first game. She got those 3 kills. Even before that, the time when she got the turtle a kill and her blue buff retreated safely. Meanwhile, Alpha just overcharged and died. I think that was the turning point, the point where the entire game kind of flipped 360-degree, right?
Yeah, I think Alpha is really overextending at this time, and after getting the kill on the Hylos, they should have retreated, but they didn't, and the Fanny punished them for it, and another kill coming in onto the Fanny. Oh, and I think it will be another kill. Oh no, it is actually Claude securing that kill on to that Aurora on the by Kai. And I think Fanny is the snowball is set up and there is no stopping her because I think Moscow will be taken down as well by that. Oh, Fanny actually decides to retreat because she is caught in a sliver of HP and Hylos as well. And so things are not looking good for the side of Team 3 who are really, really struggling against the Fanny. The Moscow is, not that farmed up yet to really go against the Fanny at this point of the game. And I think they just need to play patient if they want to have a chance of winning this game, or if they keep engaging on and in these early phases they might get punished more and more by that Fanny. Oh, Tigger looking for an implosion play, but I think it will be denied.
Well, Ray, if you ask me, few things which I'd like to absolutely she has that damage, but at the same time she has that mobility which she is using so well. She kills, she
Oh,
retreats to the base, gets her energy back, but I do see that Khalid will be getting ganked and getting killed because that beautiful second skill as well as that implosion coming from the Tigreal did play a pretty beautiful part out there, but at the same time there is a contest for the turtle and Moscow has taken away that turtle. Meanwhile, Fanny is trying to come up, but she lacks that energy, so I think she should be retreating towards the base. Oh my god, it was a pretty well trade off, but at the same time, T3 did lose their second turret right there, so I think things are not looking good for them as the goal lead. They are pretty far behind, and just look at the scoreboard, 12-5, Ray.
yep, and Team John Singh has are leading on with a 5,000 goal lead, and I think goal lead isn't the issue because the main issue is what you just pointed out. They have lost most of their outer turrets, and their bot lane is almost naked as the inhibitor is the only one left standing. If Team John Singh picks a lord, the inhibitor will be down, and they will be really really forced to defend. Oh, Moscow with a little bit of an odd positioning, and I think he will be punished by Fanny's damage coming in. Both of the teams are trading blows after blows, but it is John Singh who is coming out on top. They really wanted that kill, but he will not succeed. And I think they will be pushing out an inhibitor as well. Things are looking really, really bad for the side of T3, who just lost out one of their main inhibitors, and the other side is also naked to be taken by the side of Team John Singh. And I think if they are not able to hold back the game, this will finish soon from the side of Team John Singh securing this victory.
And that Matilda charging too deep, I think she will be taken down. She should have just stayed back with her team inside the shelter of the turrets. Well, never mind that. Anyway, Ray, the two things which I have mentioned here is that T3 does have that CC, T3 does have that damage, but that high loss tanks up everything. Did you see, that Alpha was trying to dish out some damage along with that Khalid, but high loss just walks up with his ramp and his glorious pathway along with that revitalize, cushioning up all the damage with the fighters are giving. And that's the point, that Claude just goes behind, that Fanny and the Claude try targeting and prioritizing that Aurora. And if she is gone, there is no CC left. So yes, I think T3 need to protect that Aurora, and they need to disengage while Hylos ultimate has been popped up along with that revitalize, because all the damage they are giving is just becoming futile otherwise.
Yep, absolutely. I agree with you. And the Lord will be marching from the top lane. Team John Singh have the ability to end this game because they are sinking the lanes. Look at Claude. He's trying to push the bot lane because the threat doesn't have the shield anymore. But he's looking for an opportunity to push. And Fanny is also on the scene. Team T3 will be forced to defend the top lane as they will be abandoning their turret. Two of their inhibitors already down. Mid lane looking for an implosion as well as the Eternal Guard. He is taken down. Only four men defending this Lord at this point. Oh, a great ultimate coming in from Khalid, but it would be no to avail because he will get dashed out, and this is an easy early win for the side of Team John Singh, who did not play any cards this time. They were serious. They wanted this win, and they did not delay, and it is really refreshing to see that John Tonsing took it up seriously and they were not trying to throw out any of the objectives, any of the team fights, and it was instead the side of D3 who were like doing the overextension against a Fanny in the early phases nonetheless. So they will be giving out this game as well as the victory to the side of Team John Tonsing, who secured a place on to the next round, winning this round of quarterfinals upper bracket.
Well, absolutely, Ray. And just look at that damage taken by that Hylas. Just like I mentioned before, he was cushioning out all the damage which the entire enemy was giving. And at the same time, that Lord and that Fanny just locking up that Aurora, because if she is dead, there is no CC. And since Hylos is there is no damage either. So, yeah, it was a brilliant strategy, a brilliant gameplay, especially coming from that Fanny. And they did, just look at that Fanny. She has a KD of 10-0-3, not even a single death. Her cabling was brilliant, the way she was supporting her teammates. Like once she's taking that triple kill in the top lane, and the next moment she is right there in the bot lane, taking the rest of the kills, supporting, pushing everything. So yeah, this is well deserved on the part of John Tonsing. I congratulate both the teams for being there in the tournament because participation matters.
Yep, definitely they made it to this round of quarterfinals brackets. So they both of them are really good teams, but it will be John Tonsing who will be proceeding on to the next round, and that is up for now. And me and Asriya will be signing off, but don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because there will be another match coming in soon. I think between Zohan and I think for the spot in like another bracket. Anyways, that will be all from me and Asriya as we will be
Next match
for
will be
well. Okay.
Zohan versus Eliminators.
Oh, okay. Should I turn on the mic?